So it seems today that we're all pointing to this same thing, which is that there's more inside than we have any idea about. That's greater than any story we have of limitation. There's just so much more inside. How do we get to that more? And how do we not destroy ourselves in the process? So why am I saying that? If you bring forth that which is in you, it will save you. If you do not, it will destroy you. It's from the Gospel of Thomas. Is when you have this much energy going through your body, you're either going to change the world or you're going to mess some shit up. You know? I always say you can tell the size of a person, the size of a giant, by the size of the messes they make. Because, you know, the power to create that much goes both ways. And it's really about how you direct the hose, right? How do you direct the hose? I once heard an interview with Cher, and at the time I was in what I call it my lost decade. I was in 10-year self-destruct mode. And I was listening to this interview, and it was my first wake-up call, and she said, well, the interview said, what would you have been if you hadn't been an actress and all of that? And she goes, oh, a convict. And I was like, get that. Like, I would go by the prison and go, I'll probably end up there. You know, because I just had all this energy, and I didn't have anywhere to put it. And I ultimately believed that I didn't have any value, and I didn't have a gift to give. And so I was taking all this and making a lot of messes, right? So one of the things that, thank God for me, is that the genius that is in all of us, that is unlimited and unfathomable, truly, that all of that can be accessed. And we can look in two places. It's super simple. You look to the places that you love. Like, what are those moments in time where time disappears? I want you guys all to think of that. Because, by the way, if you're in this space right now, you have a choice to turn something on and up that you've never turned on and up before. And I want to invite you to see if that'd be all right with you. Would you like to turn something on and something up that you've never turned on before? Yeah? Okay, let's go. Let's do this thing. So, one of my geniuses is creating environments where that's more likely to happen. How fun is that? So, it's better than crashing cars, I find. So imagine one of those places where time disappears for you. Like, what are you doing? Who's there? What is the energy that you feel in your body? Well, that's happening. Got it? Uh-huh. Okay, now let's go a little bit deeper. Who are you being when you're doing that thing? Who are you being? What are the energies? Because there's a lot of people whose genius is being a teacher, but how they teach is so different because it's who they're being while they're teaching. That creates the genius that they are. Right? So you got that. So who are you being? Okay, feel that in your body. Right? Can you turn that up just a little bit? So that's the thing about genius. It unlocks by our choice. Isn't that cool? How easy is that? Okay. So see if you can turn it up another 3%. Just because we're here and hanging out. Okay? Got it? How's that feel? Pretty good? Yeah. All right. Awesome. Okay. Now, I want to take something in the other direction and go, now, think about something that you have declared wrong about you. That you have declared a problem. Right? That's the other place to look for genius. Because that's where we sneakily bury that stuff. Because we wouldn't ever look there, so we put the most precious stuff there. Isn't that interesting? We put the most juicy, most precious stuff right there. What if your wrongness is actually your strongness? What about that? Okay, so this is what you do in that place that you're calling wrong is, I want you to ask the question is like, what capacity have I been unwilling to claim, own, and acknowledge that I'm suppressing through this right now? What capacity have you been unwilling to claim, own, and acknowledge that you're suppressing through that? And would you be willing to say, I don't know what the strength in this might be, right? But I'm going to look. I'm going to unbury that a little bit, right? So for me, one of those things, I have fought with this body in my lifetime so much. Like, I mean, the crashing cars is about sort of a physical self-destruct. I've judged this body, but when I walk into a room and I walk up to another body, this body turns something on in that body. It ignites something, it turns something on, and it turns something up. And by the way, if you don't want to be that spark of genius, if you don't want to be turned on and up, I will make you very uncomfortable. But I am going to keep walking anyway. Because this body facilitates more change than I could ever imagine. And I've spent my entire life judging the crap out of it. But when I'm doing this, my body like lights up. And it gives, and it gives, and it gives, and it sparks the energy. And oh, by the way, when you choose to acknowledge and claim and own one of these sparks, you'll do the same exact thing. When you walk in a room because you turned on some kind of spark, even because you did it today, even just 3%, as you walk up to people, they'll be like, huh, who are you? What's up, you know? And then we start lighting a fire of the consciousness that we are. We start lighting a fire of our greatness and what's possible in the world, and that future we can tether to it because we got this. We got this. So you don't serve anybody by holding any of this back, whether you're holding it back because that's just can't have a life that I love, or you're holding it back because you're calling yourself wrong, because if you don't let it out, it will destroy you. So let's have some fun with it. Let's light the world on fire. Thanks, you guys. Yeah.